Hey everybody, my name is Noel. Welcome back to another All the Mods 10 tutorial video. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how you can make the quantum alloy bars. Now these are very good. I say everything's important in every video because I guess everything kind of is if you want to end up making the All the Mod star. But quantum alloys are very good because you'll be able to craft the quantum computer, which is basically just better for crafting. And you can also make the quantum armor, which as you can see, I've been using, and I beat all the mods 10 using this armor. You can upgrade it with different upgrades, but all of them require quantum alloy, or I guess specifically quantum alloy plates to make. Well, the armor does at least. But the quantum alloy can turn into the quantum processor, which can be used for a lot of different upgrades. So in this video, I'll tell you how to get the bars, and then you guys can figure out from there how to turn the bars into processors and plates. It's really not that difficult. But auto-crafting these, that's kind of the part that needs the tutorial because there are a lot of ingredients that go into it and it can get quite complicated. Okay, if you haven't seen my video on how to set up a wireless terminal, go ahead and watch at least the beginning of that because I tell you guys the different ways of getting singularities automatically. You will need a lot of these for this episode. In fact, I'm actually going to be importing these into my system so that way I actually have some to work with. And also other things I cover in this video like mechanism or power, all of that has been discussed in previous videos. There is a playlist with all of my guides linked down in the description. I should call the playlist All the Guides 10. That's kind of tough, isn't it? Okay, singularities we're getting automatically. Copper ingots you guys should be getting automatically with either productive bees or mystical agriculture. I've made videos on both of those already. So the next thing we need to get are shattered singularities. And instead of getting these automatically, we're just basically going to set up a crafting recipe for these. So first up, we're going to need to set up an infinite lava source. Okay, so build 3 blocks off the ground, then place a dripstone block. Place an extractor underneath that dripstone. Place some blocks in a cross pattern above the dripstone, and then break the center block. It doesn't matter what block it is, I'm just going to use glass. And then place a lava bucket in the middle. Okay, now underneath the extractor, place in a reaction chamber. Fill that with some acceleration cards, and then we need to connect that to power. Okay, now all we need is some kind of fluid pipe connected in between the extractor and the reaction chamber to pump lava into the reaction chamber. Now, if you want to make this faster, you can just set up some more dripstone with lava and extractors to make this fill up faster. Oh, and while you're in this interface, turn auto export to on. Okay, now I'm going to throw a pattern provider right here, just so it's touching the reaction chamber, and then it also needs to connect to my system. Now what we can do is open some kind of pattern encoding terminal. We can go to the shattered singularity, and we can copy this over, and we can get rid of the lava since that reaction chamber will automatically be filled with it. Then we can encode that pattern and throw it into the pattern provider. Okay, now if you were paying attention there, you would have noticed that we need ender dust and skystone dust. Skystone dust we can get automatically pretty easy. Break one of those blocks you had and replace it with skystone like this. And then on the other side, again, you're going to be making a liquid catcher right here. And then you're going to place some water in this one. Now, if you place an extractor on the skystone block, you will see it is exporting skystone dust. So now what I can do is just throw some item pipes over to a chest that imports into my system, and now we get skystone dust automatically. Okay, now for getting ender dust automatically, I'd recommend setting up some enderman seeds for mystical agriculture, so you can get some ender pearls automatically by just crafting them. Then place down an ultimate crushing factory and then make sure it has all the speed upgrades, energy upgrades, and then I recommend a muffling upgrade just so you don't have to listen to it. Connect it to power, place a pattern provider on one of the faces, and then of course connect that pattern provider to your ME system. Now open up your pattern encoding terminal and then head over to the ender dust. When you're in the ender dust crafting section, go to crusher and then just copy that recipe over to your encoder, and then you can place that pattern in the pattern provider. So now I can test that, and if I get some ender dust out of this, oh, we need to make sure this exports. Oh, actually, I don't think it can import. So we need to go to side config, turn eject on, and then we need to make this input and output. There we go, we got our ender dust. Okay, so now we can test everything we have so far by requesting for a shattered singularity. Oh, we have the wrong recipe. We don't want that ender dust, we want that one. Okay, let's fix this, throw it back in the pattern here, pattern provider for the reaction chamber. Okay, now we can get some shattered singularities, everything gets thrown in here. Crap, I forgot to make it 2 ender dust, dang it. Okay, let's try this again. Do we get everything we need? Yes. We got a shattered singularity. Sorry, that was really chaotic because I'm dumb. Okay, the next thing we need to get is quantum infusion. Okay, in order to get this quantum infusion, first place down another reaction chamber. This one we're going to fill with water using a sink. Get some kind of wrench to pull from the sink, and this thing will fill with water instantly. And then throw some acceleration cards in the side here so it goes fast. Make sure it's connected to power. We're going to place a pattern provider right here, and we're going to connect that to our ME system. Now open up some kind of pattern encoding terminal, go to quantum infusion, and copy this recipe over. But get rid of the water, because we are automatically supplying water to that reaction chamber, and so we don't want that in there. Then go ahead and move that over, and now if we want to request for it, we can. I can't manually request for it, but if we wanted to request for it for a recipe, we can. So we have a way to get that now, but we need to be able to store it in our ME system in order to use it for recipes. So you will need to make a fluid cell housing from Applied Energistics, and you'll need to combine it with a storage component. I just recommend the 256 because it's the biggest one you can do. So I'll turn that into a fluid storage cell, and then just throw that into an ME drive. You can see I already have one in here. Okay, now the final step, crafting the quantum alloy ingot. Place down another reaction chamber, and place down another pattern provider. I should have said for the reaction chamber, you need to fill it with acceleration cards, and of course connect it to power. And in case it wasn't clear already, all of these reaction chambers need to be auto export, so that way the items get exported back into your system. Okay, but now for the last time, open your pattern encoding terminal, click on quantum alloy, go to reaction chamber, and then copy that recipe over. Include the quantum infusion this time, because it's not auto stocking. It'll be crafted each time we request for an ingot. So now that's it. Everything is being generated automatically. So now, if I go to a quantum alloy ingot and I request for it, everything should eventually be thrown into here. It worked. We got our quantum alloy ingot. So now using this quantum alloy ingot, you can continue on with the recipe trees, whatever you want to make. You can either make the printed quantum circuits to make the processors. You can make the alloy plates, which also requires infusion. The alloy plates can make armor upgrades, or whatever you need. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more All the Mods 10 guides. In the next one, I might make a tutorial on the assembler matrix or the quantum computer. However, if tutorials exist, I'll just throw them in the playlist. So I'm not sure what video will come next, but another video will be coming out. Thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.